I'm sorry for dying and that I haven't done the requests yet. I'm working on a lot of things plus school, so it will really take some time, but I'll do my best to upload videos ASAP. Moving on to it, I don't own anything but the plot. Sunarin. Atsumu tosses the ball high into the air, a perfect set spinning just above the net. Suna jumps forward. With effortless power, he spikes the ball clean past the blockers, slamming it onto the floor with a satisfying thud. Match set. Atsumu and Suna's team takes the win. The winning duo exchanged a smug look before slapping a high five, matching grins stretching across their sweat-slick faces. Your sets are annoyingly perfect. Ya say that like that spike of yours wasn't nasty. On the other side of the net, Osamu and Aaron stood catching their breath, towels slung around their necks. Damn, that's some crazy quick attack. Osamu glances at Atsumu in mild disbelief. I'm tellin' ya he's a damn volleyball freak. That scrub doesn't think about anything else. Atsumu's head snapped toward his twin, clearly hearing what Osamu had said, a scowl forming instantly. Eat shit Samu. But before Osamu could retaliate, a strange light caught Atsumu's eye. A glowing circle had appeared beneath his feet with some weird symbols on it. Atsumu already knows this is bad news. Atsumu, get out of there. Atsumu. That was the last thing Atsumu heard before he saw pitch black. The first thing Atsumu sees when he opens his eyes is a floating screen hovered in the air above him, glowing faintly.
Welcome, player Mia Atsumu. Initiating beginner tutorial.
Atsumu stares, and he immediately curses. Oh fuck, you've gotta be kidding me. Atsumu knew exactly what was happening. He has been reading enough isekai manhwas and game-themed mangas to know what kind of situation he's in. He's probably been summoned here by some higher being for some kind of quest. It's usually about saving the world or to defeat some final boss. This must be some kind of action gameplay, maybe with combat mechanics, maybe even some power-ups. Honestly, that wouldn't be so bad. Unlike most scrawny protagonists, Atsumu would argue he's in better shape. He's a trained athlete and the #1 high school national setter, so he's confident in his physical ability. Whatever this game threw at him, he'll handle it no problem. Then once he finishes his task, he'll probably be able to go back home.
You are inside Haikyuu Yandere dating sim. Would you like to hear your backstory?
Atsumu freezes. A dating sim? Not action, not adventure, romance. Atsumu chokes out. Oi, wait, what kinda game is this? Out of all the possible genres, why did he have to land in this one? Atsumu can do many things, but romance is not one of them. Atsumu does not know anything about romance. He's never had experience with that kinda stuff, nor has he ever been in a relationship. His #1 love is playing volleyball. Oh shit, did the system just say Yandere? You're giving me a crazy chick as a love interest. The kind that would stab me for looking at someone else? Are ya insane? The screen flickers.
This is a BL, boys love, dating sim. Your assigned love interest is male.
At that, Atsumu chokes. That's even worse. I'm not gay.
Hey, that's what they all say at first. Would you like to hear your backstory?
Don't hemi. Bring me back this instant, ya shitty system.
You will be able to go back once you complete your quest. Would you like to hear your backstory?
There's really no use arguing with the system. Just as Atsumu suspected, every game-like scenario comes with its own set of rules, and like it or not, he's stuck here until he completes whatever bizarre mission has been forced on him. Atsumu sighs. Fine.
Loading player backstory.
A few seconds pass before the text rolls in dramatically like a fairy tale book.
In this world, you were born into a modest household in a small rural village. However, due to unfortunate circumstances and poor financial choices, your parents accrued a massive debt to the king. In order to pay it off, they handed you over as compensation. You are now bound to serve as the king's servant your whole life until your debt is considered repaid.
Atsumu gasps, feeling offended. Why the hell am I the one in debt? Why do my parents get off scot-free?
It's standard BL plot structure. Your parents sold you. You inherited their debt. That's how the story goes.
That's crazy. Who made it that way?
Your main quest is to win the heart of capture target Tyrant King Sakusa Kiyoomi. Level: extremely difficult. Personality traits: cold, sharp-tongued, easily irritated, clean freak. Dislikes: loud people, touchy people, idiots, germs.
Well, Atsumu is screwed. Forget being able to go back home. Atsumu probably needs to start considering how to survive. He's heard it all before that he's too loud, can't keep his hands to himself, and occasionally says the dumbest things imaginable. His friends lovingly call him an idiot. His twin doesn't even bother with the lovingly. I'm basically everything he dislikes.
Doesn't this make things more exciting?
I'd punch ya if I could. Atsumu snarls, jaw clenched in frustration. Seriously, why me?
Consider yourself lucky.
There's nothing lucky about this. The system doesn't acknowledge his protests.
Commencing first story arc. Preparing for character transfer.
Atsumu's heart lurches. Wait, no, I'm not ready. I still got a ton of questions, damn it.
Entering first encounter scene.
Yeah, shitty piece of crap system. Light explodes around him, and before he can say another word, he's yanked out of the void and slammed into a throne room. That goddamn piece of shit. Atsumu was halfway through verbally cursing the system, but his complaints die in his throat the moment he looks up, because sitting atop a massive golden throne is the most gorgeous man he's ever seen. Thick, jet black curls fall perfectly around his pale, flawless face, and his skin looks like it's never seen a blemish. There's two distinct moles sitting above his brow, drawing attention to his intense, piercing eyes that are already locked onto Atsumu. He looks powerful, untouchably so, regal, dangerous, intimidating, the kind of person who could kill you with a look and make it feel like an honor. If Atsumu was gay, he's pretty sure he'd be falling already, but he's not. Right? You must be the peasant that was sold off by his parents. Bit harsh for a first greeting, don't ya think? The raven-haired man's frown sharpens, his already icy expression turning glacial.
Warning. The capture target is irritated. Sakusa's affection level. 0 to -5%.
Right, Atsumu forgot that this isn't his world, and this definitely wasn't the kind of place where he could run his mouth like he usually did. He really needed to start thinking before he spoke, or else he might set off his own death flag. Clearing his throat, Atsumu tries again, plastering on what he prays passes for a courteous smile. What I meant was, it's an honor to be in your presence, your majesty. Sakusa stares at him for a long, unbearable moment, as if deciding whether to forgive Atsumu's slip of the tongue, or have his head mounted on the nearest wall. Finally the raven-haired man scoffs, tilting his head slightly. You talk funny. State your name. It's me, Atsumu, your majesty. The atmosphere immediately shifts, the air growing heavier, thick with suspicion. Sakusa's eyes narrow, his voice colder than before. That's strange. I'm pretty sure the surname of your parents was Takano. Shit, really? A system window pops out.
Your name in this storyline is Takano Atsumu.
Seriously, out of all the information the system gave him, they left out the most important parts. Atsumu curses under his breath, glaring at the system window. I swear I'm gonna strangle this crappy system if I find a way. Another system window pops back at him in response.
You might want to think of a convincing excuse first.
Right, of course, because things weren't bad enough already, and this was just the first story arc. How much worse could it possibly get? At least throw me a bone here, give me a hint or something. Atsumu mumbles softly, as if on cue. Another message pops out.
You were adopted at the age of 10.
Finally, something useful from the system. Atsumu straightens, schooling his expression into something that hopefully doesn't scream panic, and finally speaks. My apologies, your majesty. I used to go by Miya back before I was adopted. Takano is the surname I was given after. Sakusa's cold gaze bored into him, scrutinizing every word. The silence that followed was so heavy it made the hairs on Atsumu's neck stand on end. You must have had a sloppy upbringing, given you can't remember your name properly. Before Atsumu could respond, Sakusa's gaze swept over him again, sharper now, as if stripping him down to nothing. Still, with that ridiculous accent, that hideous hair dye, and ill manners, can I trust that you're not a spy from the neighboring country?
Warning. The capture target is extremely suspicious of you.
Atsumu didn't need the system flashing warnings in his face to know that. The venom laced in Sakusa's words was proof enough that this wasn't a question, it was a test, a trap. Probably whatever came out of his mouth next would decide whether Atsumu would live or lose his head. So Atsumu did what he did best, putting up a front and making a barely convincing excuse that would hopefully let him live to see another day. I doubt anyone picked me as a spy, your majesty, given that I'm not good at relaying information or keeping my mouth shut. At that, the raven-haired man actually let out a faint huff, not quite a laugh, but the barest hint of amusement glimmered in his cold expression. I suppose that's true. Sending an idiot who can't even keep track of his own name would be pretty dumb of them. So much for having that gorgeous face when the king is such a dick. It's a good thing Atsumu isn't gay. Atsumu's fingers twitched at his sides, aching to throw hands, but he holds himself back, clamping down on the urge. You need him to like you, Atsumu reminded himself grimly. If you want to get back home, you have to put up with it. This is one of the times when Atsumu wonders if this is what his friends and family have been putting up with when he was being a jerk. He mentally takes note to be nicer to everyone when he gets back. Swallowing his pride, Atsumu straightens up, forcing a more respectful tone into his voice. So, how can I be of service to your majesty? You tell me, Sakusa responds, his gaze remaining cold and icy. What position do you think you'd be most useful in? What Atsumu wanted was a position as far away from Sakusa as humanly possible, but if he wanted Sakusa to fall for him, if he wanted to go home, then he had to step up, stay close, create openings, and somehow make this cold-hearted stuck-up asshole fall for him. He really has no choice but to aim to be his personal butler or secretary of some sort. I'd like a position that lets me serve ya as closely as possible, Your Majesty. Sakusa's brow arched, his tone dripping with disdain. Normally, people don't offer to work directly under me unless they've got a death wish. The closer you are to me, the more likely you'll annoy me, and I don't hesitate to behead those who do. The weight of Sakusa's gaze was suffocating, and his next words came out like a blade pressed to Atsumu's neck. So tell me, what's your reason for wanting a position close to me? It was phrased as a question, but it was basically a threat.
Warning. The capture target is highly suspicious of your intentions. Think of an excuse fast.
Easy for the system to say, Atsumu thinks bitterly. If Atsumu thought of one, he would have said it already. Then suddenly, a red system warning flashes urgently before his eyes.
You will reach the bad ending. Death by the capture target if you don't reply in 5 seconds. 5, 4.
Shit. Atsumu has no idea what to say.
3, 2, 1.
It's because I'm in love with ya, Your Majesty. Atsumu blurts out, digging his grave deeper. He adds, I saw ya briefly once before, and it was love at first sight. What the fuck was Atsumu saying? He is so screwed. And Sakusa is probably going to have his head rolling off any second now. I'll have you become my consort then. Huh? Sakusa's dark eyes glint with something Atsumu can't decipher. His face is impassive as ever. The wedding is in 2 days.
Sakusa's affection level, -5% to 1%.
To be continued.